All right. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Before we get started, can y'all hear me? Cause after what I saw last night, after what I saw last night, before we get into it, making sure all y'all can hear me, making sure I took myself off mute before I get started. So yeah, I'm just yeah okay. Y'all can hear me. Um, after what I saw last night. What I saw last night was good, Chris. Was good, Ariana, Glenn, ever bless. What I saw last night on AEW Dynamite, as we all know, we saw the actual backstage footage between CM Punk and Jack Perry, and this all went back to that interview with Ariel Helwani with CM Punk on it. And Punk, he brought up the All In incident. He couldn't talk about the other stuff because of the NDAs and stuff like that. So he brings up the All In incident with Jack Perry, and the clip basically proves him right. And I'm sorry, I'm wearing a blanket over myself because it's cold. Cold and it's rainy outside. So yeah, but yeah, this show last night. This show last night should have been all about focusing on building towards AEW Dynasty, a pay-per-view that you have in, I want to say, in a week and a half from Sunday. I want to say 10 days out, 9 days out from the pay-per-view. You should have been, your main focus yesterday on that show was building towards a pay-per-view. But no, 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 no. You wanted to go in there and make it all about CM Punk. And then you even had your own fan base chanting CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk during the show. I couldn't imagine. How embarrassing is that for you? Because now you played yourself. Now you shot yourself in the you shot yourself in the foot. You was taking 2 steps forward with your show, and now you're taking 2 steps back. And I just got the notification that your show AEW Dynamite last night only drew. Let me go check the ratings real quick. I know we don't brag ratings and stuff on here on the show, but let me check. Yesterday's episode, you only drew 819,000 viewers. 819,000 viewers. Last week you drew 752,000. So if you go ahead and let me go to a calculator. You go ahead and you do 752 minus, no, hold on. 819 minus 752. Hold on, I need the no, I need the real, nah. I need the real rating. So you only got in a, hold up. Plus 29. Cause I could be wrong. You only got in a 67,000 increase. Yep. You only got a 67,000 increase, bro. And you went on there and you did this just a pop rating. on WrestleMania, on the Wednesday after WrestleMania. You thought he was gonna draw a million viewers. You haven't even draw. I don't think you haven't even you haven't even drew a million viewers in over a year. I think in over a year. When you should have been focusing on putting together your best stories going into Dynasty. What do you gain out of showing that footage from 12, 1, 2, 3, from 7, 8 months ago? Almost 8 months ago. What did you gain out of that? And then there was another situation with Will Ospreay coming out and talking about the grind promo. You remember when Triple H won the Pat McAfee show WrestleMania Friday, and he was talking about wrestlers, don't want to be here, run away from the grind, and then Will Ospreay comes on Dynamite last night, cuts a promo. Instead of promoting his match with Danielson, he spends half of the promo talking about Triple H and talking about grinding on the boss's daughter. First of all, Will Ospreay, the boss does not even work there anymore. He doesn't work there. He's gone. So Will Ospreay needs to get caught up with the timeline. But I thought the grind promo was just that just didn't do it for me too. That's another thing. Like this company, this company is really in the gutter. And I don't want AEW to die. I know I don't. We don't want none of that to happen. We don't want AEW to fail. We want it to get better. But after what you did last night, I don't even think the show is even watchable. Last night's Dynamite was awful. It was awful. I come home from work. I watched the show at work, and then I go home thinking to myself, this is one of the worst episodes of Dynamite I've ever seen. Because so many of these guys in the back are all big talk. They talk, but they don't have to. They have nothing to show for it. They have nothing to show for it. Chris Jericho, I remember Chris Jericho saying, AEW Dynamite is going to be at Raw numbers and the ratings. I'm like, it's been 5 years, bro. It's been 5 years. Do you wonder why you haven't gotten it? Why you don't have 2 mil in the ratings? Because of the booking, because of the storylines, because of the characters on the show. There's barely any characters on the show. There is barely any characters. Because y'all just want to throw no. Hear me out. Because y'all just want to throw straight wrestling. Oh, I got Will Ospreay. I got Okada. I got Mercedes, who's not even wrestling a match until Double or Nothing. Are you serious right now? We're waiting for Double or Nothing so to see Mercedes wrestle her first match, because all she's gonna do is spend majority of the weeks talk. Oh, we'll hear from Mercedes Moné. Every single week. We'll hear from Mercedes Moné. Okay, when is she gonna wrestle? At least a couple tune-up matches would have helped. But no, you're not going to let her wrestle till Double or Nothing. And the only reason you're booking the women's division better is because of her. Let's be real. If she would have went back to WWE, the women's division will still be in the gutter. I will tell you that right now. Why is Thunder Rosa getting a title shot against Toni Storm? Because Mercedes is there and Tony Khan just not realizing, oh crap, I have to bring up the fact that Thunder Rosa never lost the title. You wait till April. And honestly, bro, her comeback has been a failure. I'm not scared to tell. I'm not scared to say that. And she's one of my favorites. And if she sees this stream, I'm here to tell you, I love you, Thunder. But damn, your second run has been a failure. I'm sorry. That's just God's truth. You're gonna throw her in the match with Toni Storm. She's gonna lose. She's gonna get regulated back down to catering. Because that's all it is. What's Thunder Rosa done so far? She did squash matches. She really hasn't wrestled in any meaningful matches. Squash matches is all you get. Backstage promos. We're not really getting any real promos out there. You know, the build between her and Toni Storm has been lazy. And the only reason she's getting the title shot because Britt Baker ain't there. I guarantee you, if she was there, she wouldn't be in this position. I'll tell you that right now. She would not be in this position. The only reason why Thunder Rosa is getting the title shot and they're acknowledging the fact that she never lost the title is because Britt Baker is not there. Once Britt comes back, it is over. Nobody's talking about Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland is about to make history. He's about to make history. If he wins that dynasty, he would be the first African American AEW World Champion. But nobody's going to talk about that because of what we just saw last night. Nobody's talking about Swerve Strickland and Samoa Joe. Nobody's talking about Okada and Pac. What's even the story between these two guys? We get Lion Hook on the show. We get Shane Taylor Promotions. Like, who cares about Shane Taylor Promotions? The first 3 weeks of this show after Revolution was one of the best things. Was one of the best things on TV. And now you're going back to this same old crap that you did a couple months ago. You're throwing a bunch of randos on TV, a bunch of jobbers on TV that should belong on Rampage. It really should because you're throwing. Who is Line Hook? Adam Cole's run in AEW has been a failure. House of Black's run in AEW has been a failure. Where's Keith Lee? I understand he got sick, he got injured. But if he's still recovering from injury, just let us know. Where's Hikaru Shida? You don't even use Hikaru Shida anymore. And she's been a veteran in your division for 5 years. And you have nothing for Hikaru Shida? Like, what are you doing with her? That's another thing too. He never valued women's wrestling. He never valued the Joshis. You know a man, you know 2 men down there well, 3 men. You know 3 men down in WWE that love Joshi wrestling? I know 3 men that love Joshi wrestling. Realistically, 4. Rozzy, Regal, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. You know what WWE did this past weekend? They dropped one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time. They snagged Jacob Fatu. They snagged Julia, one of the best women's professional wrestlers in the business. The company that Raw and SmackDown are selling out. They have sold. I think they have sold out 18 straight consecutive shows. Tomorrow's going to be another sellout. CM Punk was right when he said it's not a business. It's not about making money. It's not about drawing tickets. And you wonder why Cody Rhodes left AEW. You wonder why Jay Cargill left AEW. You wonder why. Who else? Who's the other notable name that left AEW? CM Punk. You and your boys, the Young Bucks, Kenny is exempted from this because Kenny didn't mind doing business with Punk. But the other two dudes, they didn't want to. You missed out on millions of dollars. You missed out on tickets being sold. You missed out on TV numbers going up. Because you did not want to grab a pair of nuts and be a boss. You just wanted to sit back, let the inmates run the asylum, let the inmates run the asylum, and you missed out on a lot of money. You missed out on one of the biggest matches in the company's history. One of the biggest storylines in the company's history. You missed out on millions of dollars. You missed out on tickets being sold out. Because I guarantee you, if you put CM Punk and Kenny Omega in the same ring, let's say out of All In, that would have sold out. That show already would have been sold off out that match alone. The pay-per-view box would have skyrocketed off of that match alone. Even CMFTR and the Elite. That could have been a blood and guts match this year. Don't you think about that, dummy? That could have been a blood and guts match this year. Because I'm pretty sure blood and guts is a traditional thing. That could have been your blood and guts match. Hello, Levi. What's up? What's up? Marshall, what's up? George, what's up? Exactly. I think he's gonna be next because his contract expires this year. I have a feeling he's gonna go to WWE. Oh yeah, Miro. Yeah, where's Miro? Yeah. Honestly, bro, you don't know how to run a business. You don't know how to run a wrestling company. You go out, you buy a Ring of Honor, you don't know what to do with it. So you just leave it for dead. Then you want to go out and you want to do Forbidden Door when you sign half of New Japan, when half of the New Japan top guys left. What you gonna do for Forbidden Door this year? What are you gonna do? You gonna do AEW? You gonna do Stardom? You gonna do CMLL? What is this? No one cares about CMLL, to be honest. All this CMLL crap that I saw on my TV, get it out of here. It's really pathetic that what this company is doing. And you want to ride morale is down, and people are upset. Because you don't know how to run a business. Can you imagine someone at your job, if they was the GM at the job, and they was being all buddy, and they was only there for the check. Can you imagine, how the coworkers would can you imagine what the coworkers would do if the GM was a pushover? How would you think the work environment would be? How would you think the work environment would be if the main guy or the main girl didn't care, wasn't a real boss, and she would just hire anybody, and she didn't care about her employees? People will walk out. People will put in their 2 weeks notice. Lio Rush in AEW didn't work out. I believe, I don't know if he works for TNA. I could be wrong. I think he's working somewhere else off in the Indies. I don't know. I wish him the best though. Tony Khan is just a mark who wants to sign all this SWWE talent. He wants to just sign. Let me hoard this money. Let me flex that I got. Look at me. Oh, yeah. Let me flex that I got Mercedes. Let me flex that I got Will Ospreay. Let me flex that I got Okada and not do nothing with these guys. Now, don't get me wrong. Okada has been booked decently. Ospreay decently. Tony Khan is all talk. He really is. Real talk. Tony Khan is not about. It's not about drawing money. It's not about selling tickets. It's not about that. It's just really, it's just really pathetic. Really pathetic. You only drawing 2,000. You only let me and honest. I got something else I want to share. You only sold how many tickets for last night's Dynamite? Because I remember back in the day, you were selling, you were putting like 9K, 10K in the seats, 8K. Let me check. Let me get my boy WrestleTix, man, on this. You only sold 2,971,000 tickets. 2,971 tickets. Excuse me. This is pathetic. If you're a company, you're only selling 2,971 tickets. What does that really tell you? Is that no matter who the big names are, if your product is not good, we ain't coming out to see it. It's crazy. It's crazy how a show on Tuesday nights draws less ratings than you. But look at how many tickets they distributed for Stand and Deliver. 14. They did the highest gate in NXT history. 14,507. 14,507. WWE is out there shattering records. Meanwhile, you and your company can't even get it together. So this whole company, it needs to go under new leadership. Honestly, new leadership. I've seen enough. This company needs to undergo new leadership, new changes. Young Bucks do not need to be EVPs. Yeah, that was a dumb mistake. Letting certain wrestlers walk all over the place. Letting certain wrestlers have creative control over their storylines. Letting certain wrestlers write their own stuff. We shouldn't be doing that. Because I can tell you what, Shawn Michaels ain't gonna let that slide. Triple H ain't gonna let that slide. If Triple H and Shawn Michaels saw what CM Punk and Jack Perry did, what do you think they would do? They would automatically stop that. Triple H ain't gonna let that fly. And Shawn Michaels ain't gonna let that fly. But Tony Khan's just a pushover. Meanwhile, Shawn Michaels and Triple H, they're not gonna play. You gonna work with each other. Whether y'all like each other or not, y'all gonna work with each other. Y'all gonna put on good television. Y'all gonna put on banger matches. Y'all gonna do business. Meanwhile, you're going out there, you're creating two separate shows because this person don't like that person don't like that person don't like that person. So you go ahead and create two shows. Okay. Like, you're gonna have to work with people that you don't like. At your job, you're gonna have to work with people that you don't like on the same shift. As long as y'all do business, put things aside, do business, go to work, clock in, make your money, clock out. That's all it is. I had to work with people. I didn't like at my job, but we kept things professional. We still did business. I clocked in for my little 8 to 10, sometimes even 12-hour shifts. And when the day was over, clock out. See you the next day. Go home. Even in sports, if you don't like it, if you and your teammate don't like each other, put things aside. Hey, let's still go out. Let's win this game. We're gonna do everything we can to win this game. We're gonna put feelings aside, be professional, work as a team, and we're gonna go out and we're gonna win this ball game. Go over we go over the place we don't like. For an example, my Houston Texans, they got Stephon Diggs. You think back in Buffalo, Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen they didn't have the best relationship, but they still put their feelings aside. They still did business. They still won ball games, even though they got bounced by the Chiefs in the second round. It happens. It happens all the time. You're gonna run into this. You're going to run into somebody that you don't like, and you still gonna have to work them. Even as sometimes at school with school projects and stuff like that. But no, man, no, y'all didn't want to. You missed out on. You missed out on money. You missed out on tickets because you didn't want to do. Because your boys didn't want to do business, and they were so petty. Kenny didn't mind it, so he's excluded from it. Kenny didn't mind it, but the Young Bucks, you wonder why they get so much hate in the industry. Now, CM Punk was still in AEW, and Jack Perry was on his way back to the company, and they was going to do a storyline. I can get why you showed that clip, but no. Trying to make a guy look bad, and he don't even work for y'all no more. Still living rent free in y'all heads. CM Punk still lives rent free in these boys' heads. This show. Because when you go and watch a Dynamite, when you go watch a Collision, when you go watch a Rampage, all you gonna see is now that they do have stories. Don't get me wrong, they do have stories, but the stories are just not intriguing enough for everybody. What story in AEW really has you invested right now? Now you can say Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland. That's interesting. You can say Nah, you can't say Ospreay and Danielson. Because that storyline to me is just they do this rinse and repeat. They do this cycle where I want to wrestle you to see who's the best in the world. Like we've seen this plenty of times. Okay. I don't even know why Collision's still a thing, man. Like I still don't know why Tony's still keeping AEW Collision. If it was the reason they made it to separate CM Punk and the Bucks, but now since CM Punk is gone, why he don't just get rid of it? Yeah, that show was created for CM Punk so he can get away from the Young Bucks because the Young Bucks didn't want no part of him. Kenny Omega, he didn't mind doing business. Shout out to Kenny though. I hope he's feeling better. And then you had to get Andrade away from Sammy Guevara. Andrade is no longer with the company. Sammy Guevara, he's trash in the ring. I believe he's gotten worse in the ring. He regressed. You had to get Thunder Rosa away from half of the girls in the AEW locker room. So she was on there, and now she's bouncing around Dynamite and Collision. But even Thunder Rosa and Britt Baker, they still did business. Even though Thunder Rosa faced a lot of backstage politics and all that stuff. And then the injury that kept her out a long time. And now Britt is going through the same injury. And another thing too, y'all need some PR training, man. Every time a fan comes at y'all with some criticism, the wrestlers don't need to fire back at them. Like, why y'all going after I know the fans, they let it get on there. They taught their, taught their ish. They taught this and that. But you don't need to go out every time and fire back at them. Because you just going to give the fans more fuel to do that. And Tony Khan too, like, bro, you don't need to be lashing at fans and, bots and stuff like that. Do you see Triple H go down doing that? Do you see Shawn Michaels doing that? Do you see... Did you see Roman Reigns ever do that? Do you see Charlotte Flair ever do that? Do you see Becky Lynch do that? Do you see Bianca do that? Do you see Drew McIntyre do that? Even though we love Drew, but do you see Jey Uso going at it? On social media? Do you see Jimmy? Do you see Cody, Randy, Dakota, Io, Bailey? Because the majority of them in that company have some damn good PR training. That's another thing that AEW lacks is PR training on social media. Not everything needs. Y'all don't need to go on social media every time and just lash out every time. That's another problem too. Like, ignore them. Sports athletes ain't going out there attacking the fans on social media because they know if you go out there and you do that, you give them more fuel, and then the media too, because that's all the media wants. They come at you so they can get you to bait, so they can bait you to come back to them, and they can just keep coming back for more and more and more and more and more. That's what all these sports outlet pages do. That's what the media does. They just want to get you to bait. They want you to get you to bait. That way, they can come back. Come back and write more stuff about you. Come back and talk about you. That's what they do. If you don't like what the person's saying on social media, just ignore them. You don't need to come back and call them out their name. Even if it's just for a slight criticism, you don't need to come out and call them out their name just for criticizing the product. It was just people simply criticizing the product, and talents will still go off on the fans like, bro, we're just critiquing what's wrong with the show. AEW needs TV writing team to art the storyline. They need a writing team because one guy, you can't book Dynamite, you can't book Collision, you can't book Rampage, you can't book Ring of Honor, you can't do all 4 shows by yourself. You're wearing thin. You are wearing thin on yourself, man. You don't know nothing. You don't know nothing about booking, to be honest. Because the shows have gotten trashed. You take 2 steps forward and then you take 2 steps back. Get writers to help you. Get them to write the show for you. They give you the script. All you have to do is approve it. Or if you say this doesn't work, tell them to rewrite it. There's no characters that you can get invested in because majority of these guys and girls are just ring workers. Let me show my work rate for it. All these wrestlers got the show for is work rate. Work. I can't speak. Work rate. That's all they have to show for it is work rate. They don't have characters on that show. You can say the Young Bucks with the EVP gimmick and stuff like that. You can say Tony Storm with the 1950s, 60s girl gimmick. But the others, I'm sorry, but they're just trash. What does Sammy Guevara do for the show? No, he does nothing for me. Oh, we have 4 pillars of AEW. Well, the only one that's really succeeded, 2 of them, you can say Darby Allin and MJF, and that's it. They're the only 2 that succeeded as a pillar. The other 2, they're just straight up garbage. How Sammy Guevara got sloppy in the ring, he's gotten dangerous in the ring, and then he got suspended again. Bro, you got suspended 3 times. Shouldn't you be fired? Nah, but Tony wasn't fired. See, if someone was to get suspended 3 times in my company, they would be gone. Sammy got suspended 1 time for the Mercedes incident back in the day, back when she was Sasha. Sammy got suspended again for the incident he got into with Andrade. Then Sammy got a 3rd suspension for the one with Jeff Hardy. He should be gone. Three strikes and you're out. And invest into a performance center, man. Y'all don't need to go out there and kill yourselves every week. Just for an ooh and ah. And then your match is forgotten about months later. Even the next day. Because there's too many wrestlers that don't focus on their character. They don't focus on their storytelling. They just focus on, holy shit. Okay, I'm wondering how many stars Dave is gonna give me if I just do this move and do that move and do this move and do that move. That's their mindset. That's majority. That's majority of them of their mindsets. I wonder how many stars Dave will give me. Since let's go out and put on a hardcore match. I'm gonna go through thumbtacks. I'm gonna bleed all over myself, like it's freaking ECW back in the '90s. No, it doesn't work like that. And to be honest, that's so many wrestlers' mindset nowadays, and it really is. I might get a lot of heat for this, but that's just their mindset. How many stars will Dave give me? I'm wondering, what am I doing this match, bro? Because, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You just doing you don't need to go out and kill yourself just to get oohs and ahs from the crowd. And like I said, your match will be forgotten about the next day. They're not going to go back and remember your match. You know the matches they will go back and remember that? The ones with stories. The ones that they were emotionally invested in. The ones that captivated them throughout months, a year, 2 years. You know what you should be captivating your audience with? Your promos, your mic work, your character work. That's what they should be getting captivated by. And it's really sad how this company has really turned, man. Has really turned. You fired, you really let go of one of your top stars because of that one incident? Because of that, you really fired CM Punk because of that. That's really... And you fear for your life over that, bro? You fear for your life over that? That shit crazy, bro. I remember Sammy Guevara was asking, "Hey, Meltzer, where are my 5 stars?" Like, bro, what? Focus on your storytelling, which is something that you're terrible at. Which he is, honestly. I remember Britt Baker she was getting taped up in the back, and she was saying, "Oh, I wonder how many stars. Ain't that 5 stars?" I'm like, girl, stop. I wish people would focus on storytelling and their character development instead of worrying about 5 stars. Do you think Cody Rhodes is worried about how many stars I'm getting? Do you think Roman is worried about how many stars he's getting? Do you think The Rock, Cena, Orton, those guys didn't think like that? Those guys did not think like that, and they still don't think like that. They did everything in their power to give us the best stories, give us the best character work. I can't believe they actually showed the footage. Why are they so worried about someone who's not even in the company anymore? It just reeks of desperation, yeah. And you saw the expression on Tony Schiavone's face on commentary. It just looked like he was defeated. And he's probably thinking to himself, "Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?" Like I said, I don't want AEW to fail. I don't. I don't want AEW to go out of business. I want them to focus on more character development, more storytelling. You work on those 2 things, you watch how fans come back to the product. You watch how fast tickets are selling. When I watch pro wrestling, I want to be emotionally invested. Like I was Sunday. The Cody, the Roman, the Rock story, Seth story. At the end of WrestleMania 40, and I had people in my chat crying. I was even crying myself because of what happened on that show. And and I was overwhelmed by the people who believed in me and they supported me throughout those streams. I had tears flowing down my eyes when Cody Rhodes won that championship. Tears. Legit tears. Same thing at WrestleMania 39. When Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens won the tag team titles, tears running down my eyes. I had people in the chat saying they're crying over that. Bayley won the title. The people were talking about, man, I'm so emotional. I'm so happy crying for Bayley. Because that's what it's all about. Pro wrestling is you're supposed to sit down and you're supposed to feel emotionally invested when something great happens. And sometimes I want to feel that way. And it's okay to feel that way. You just want to sit back. And when you see that moment, like Cody had at WrestleMania, like Bayley had at WrestleMania, like Sami Zayn had at WrestleMania, Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams, you were so invested in that, man. You were captivated. I remember when Scott Steiner cut that shoot promo back in 2008 about how these young punks go online, see if they have a 5-star match. He was like, why do you care about what these geese think? Ask us what we think and we'll tell you that you suck, said Scott Steiner back in 2008. But man, like I really want to watch. I want to watch AEW and get emotionally and I want to get invested. I want to get captivated. I want to get those emotional tears down my face when something great happens every once in a while. I remember back in AEW, it was the first dance, bro. You had niggas crying when CM Punk showed up, bro. You had people in the crowd crying when CM Punk showed up. After being away for how long? After being away for 7 years or something like that? People in the crowd crying. And people on social media going crazy. I was crying with tears of joy when Cody finished the story this past Sunday. The title reign was over. We couldn't believe Cody Rhodes did it. Roman Reigns' 4-year run is over. Well, almost 4 years. 3.5-year run. 4 years would have officially been August, my bad. But yeah. WrestleMania 40 was incredible and went down as one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. It was beautiful seeing Bayley, Sami, hell, even R-Truth and Miz had their moments. It made me emotional. Wanted to see our favorites get pushed for a long time, and then they're getting their moments. Hell, I've been dying for Dakota to be the world champion for a long time. And it's going to happen at SummerSlam. And that's probably the next time I'll be happy crying. When you watch sports, you want to be... Sometimes you get emotionally invested. And I put my heart out into these sports teams, man. I don't like what the Astros are doing because they suck right now. This is their worst start since 2011. The Texans, man, we came a long way. I cried after that Texans and Colts game because I was so emotionally invested in that team when CJ Stroud took over and D'Amico Ryans took over and Will Anderson took over for that defense. And the way we shifted the culture and turned things around. I was crying when my Duke Blue Devils made the Elite Eight this year. Because everybody was criticizing John Shire and they wanted him fired because, you know, he didn't do this, he didn't do that. John Shire took the team to the Elite Eight in his second year. I couldn't be more proud of him. John Shire in his second year as the Duke basketball head coach went to the Elite Eight. We was one game away from making the Final Four. And of course, my Houston Rockets, we missed the playoffs. But we can hit 40 wins. 40 wins is a massive improvement from 22 wins the year before. I guarantee you, we stay healthy next year, we'll be a playoff team. Anyways, shifting back to wrestling. Do you think Gunther, Drew, Seth care about 5-star matches? No, they focus on storytelling, character development. AEW, on the other hand, has a lot of entitled brats in the back. Like I said, man, we just want the show to get better. We can't just keep going and just throwing straight wrestling on there. We can't just go off work rate. We're gonna have to do more character development. We're gonna have to do more storytelling. We're gonna have to do more long-term storytelling, long-term booking. Now Okada, like I said, Okada's been booked decently. If this leads to Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada at All In, oh my goodness, take my money. Because that's actually a story. Will Ospreay versus Swerve Strickland could potentially be for the AEW World title this year. Can you imagine that story that they're going to tell if Tony Khan gives it to Tommy Day? Mercedes, I believe she needs to be booked better. Come on now, she's cleared. What are we doing? Why are we Mercedes? By the time we get to Double or Nothing, Mercedes would have gone in AEW 2 months without having a match. At least give her some tune-up matches. Give her some tune-up matches. And go from there. You can still tell your story with her and Julia Hart and Willow. The same thing with Thunder Rosa. I know she more than likely she won't be Toni Storm. But still, you gotta put a little bit more effort into that build. Toni Storm and Thunder Rosa should have been a blood feud, honestly. Getting payback for the way Toni Storm was on these podcasts, media scrums, talking about Thunder Rosa, trashing her name. That should have been a blood feud. Then you got Mariah May in the mix, and you got Deonna Purrazzo in the mix. You need to put a little more oomph into that story. You need to book storylines outside of the 2 women's titles. That should have been your main focus last night. But no. Your main focus was Your main focus was on someone who doesn't even work with y'all no more. And then you bring back the ranking system. You don't even know how to do the ranking system. We criticize the product because we care about it. We don't want the company to fail. We want to see stories that we can get invested in. Yes. I want to be excited to watch this show on Wednesdays. It's crazy. Now I know that Mercedes got attacked in the locker room last night. And if you watch AEW on their IG, Stat was interviewed outside of Mercedes' locker room. So yeah, Stat pretty much attacked her. Yeah, that could play. That's gonna play into TV. That's gonna play into TV, man. For real. Statlander is in the midst in this story. She might be going heel, and she probably will in the coming weeks or the coming months. So yeah. But man, I don't want to see AEW fail. I want to see AEW continue to, succeed. I want this company to still be around till the day I die. Till my time is up. I want to see more moments being made, more moments being created. I want to see tickets going. I want to see tickets selling out. TV ratings go up. Bam, 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 bam. Business is booming. But you gotta stop thinking. You gotta stop worrying about what Triple H, what Shawn Michaels, what CM Punk is saying about y'all, what Drew McIntyre is saying about y'all. Y'all gotta stop worrying about what WWE's doing. Because they just came off one of the best WrestleManias of all time. And they're going to keep selling out shows, keep boosting numbers, boosting ratings, putting on great storytelling. WWE without Vince McMahon is what's best for business. But you got to get back on the right track. You got to get focused. Like I said, your main priority should have been building towards your pay-per-view dynasty. And now nobody's talking about it because of what you did last night. And I saw that you dropped a pay-per-view schedule for the rest of the year. You need to be focused on putting your best television for the next 9 months. The next 9 to 8 months, you need to be focused on putting together your best television. You don't need to be worried about what WWE is doing. You don't need to be worried about what Triple H is doing, what he's saying about y'all. You don't need to be worried about that. You need to be getting all your talent together and telling them we're gonna put on the best storytelling. We're gonna put on the best television that these people have ever seen. And this 5-year, I believe AEW. Yeah, AEW is turning 5 years old in October. Yeah, kind of crazy, right? Kind of crazy. You need to get that spark that you had back in day one of AEW. You need to get that spark back. You need to get the feeling restored. Because I'm telling you, if you don't do it, fans are just gonna lose hope. And there are some out there that have lost hope, but me personally, I haven't lost hope that they can get it together. I believe AEW can get it together. I want these shows to be watchable again. I really do. I really do want these shows to be watchable again. That's really all I gotta say. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoy my rant for 1 hour. That's all I got to say. I don't even want to go over the show because, like I said, the show last night was just trash. Yeah, Brendan, I saw that yesterday. But yeah, man. I don't want to see AEW fail. I wanted to stick around. So yeah, man. Hell, even TNA too. I don't want TNA to fail either. All these other wrestling companies, I don't want it to fail. I want it to succeed. I want TNA to succeed. I want AEW to succeed. So yeah. And I'm going to start going back to shows soon. So just stay tuned. I got more vlogs coming for you guys. I want these. We're now in April. It's crazy because we're already in April. 7, 8, 9, 10. I want these next 8 months to be the best run of my YouTube career. I need this to be the best run of my YouTube career. I need this to be the best run. Honestly. But anyway, guys, man. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys tomorrow for SmackDown. 7 o'clock p.m. on the channel. I will be live for SmackDown. So, be ready for tomorrow night. The SmackDown after WrestleMania. The fallout from WrestleMania on SmackDown. Alright. Love you guys. Goodbye. Wait. Goodbye. Mwah. Good night. Bang.